still she's an Umbridge thrill seeker, queen of the shelf. Finding Dolores in pieces of herself. Rules above truth, charm over choice. Every thrill, a silent voice. So raise a teacup to the seeker, so thrilled in a world of kittens and punishments fulfilled. Yes, she's an Umbridge thrill seeker.
Hi, welcome to the Umbridge office and the Umbridge Frill Seeker channel. Today we're going to talk about my favorite wizarding trunk items. Now that would be my favorite items, not including the Umbridge items, because if I left the Umbridge items in, that would be my whole list. So I'm going to do a separate video of all the Umbridge items that the wizarding trunk has made, but that'll come later. Today we're going to be talking about the non-Umbridge items. The wizarding trunk started in February of 2019. It was called the Azka box, and it operated under that name for 4 months, or 4 boxes, not 4 months, 4 boxes, before it changed to the wizarding trunk. I started subscribing in August 2020, and I have received 63 boxes in total. So, and I still pretty much have all that stuff. Not only that, I went back through, and of course from watching videos of old boxes, I bought some of the items from the first 12 boxes that I missed. So I pretty much have all the good stuff. So I want to tell you about my favorite items. Now, some of these are still in their shop. You can still get them. The others you would have to go on the secondary market. But maybe you didn't know about some of these items. So I hope you'll stay to the end and watch the whole video. We're going to go over my top 12. And then after that, we're going to look at some favorite category items like favorite t-shirt, favorite wand, etc. So my number 12 is this mermaid statue. Isn't that beautiful? That was in the year 4 box in April of 2026, and you still can get this online in their shop. Now, the only other place that I'd seen a beautiful mermaid statue like this was a Gentle Giant one. And if you're familiar with the Gentle Giant statues, they were discontinued long ago, and they go for an absolute fortune. So I was absolutely thrilled when I saw that I could get a mermaid, and I got it in my box. So that was exciting. The next item is this happy birthday cupcake stand. Now, this is really good because it's July when I'm making this video, and we all know that Harry Potter was born July 31st. So what I like to do with these happy birthday cupcake stands, I'm sure on Harry Potter's birthday this month, I have 2 of these because I got one from a friend. My husband and I will use them to put cupcakes. Lots of the cupcake stores around town have Harry Potter events, and they'll probably have some themed cupcakes. So we'll each have ours on this cute little stand. And also at our birthdays, I like to use these 2 for cupcakes. With just 2 of us, getting a cake is way too much. So it's perfect to just get a couple of cupcakes. And now I have these nice happy birthday stands to put them on. So I was pretty excited when that came out. That's my number 11. Number 10 is actually a paper item. In there, and also this cupcake stand was in the year 1 box, and it is still available online if you want one for your very own. This is a parchment paper like what was thrown in the Goblet of Fire. But what's unique about this one is it looks like the one that Flora threw into the Goblet of Fire, but it has my name on it. So they made everyone that got a box a customized Goblet of Fire slip, and this is mine. I thought that was really cool. I have the slips that came from the tour in London in my Goblet of Fire replica, and I put this one in there as well. So it's pretty special. I feel like I'm entering into the Triwizard tournament. And that was number 10, and that particular thing was in the 422nd World Cup in October 24. Of course, it's no longer available because it was like a customized thing. I don't think they ever sold it in their shop, but perhaps you can make your own. I have seen other people do that. Number 9 is this beautiful memorial statue. This is like the statue in Godric's Hollow. It is Harry being held by his parents, James and Lily Potter. So isn't that nice? It's just a nice sculpture to remember Harry's parents. And you still can get that on the Wizarding Trunk website as well. Head Banking Gnome is my next one, number 8. I love to put this on my Gringotts shelf. And this particular item was in the Magical Occupations box. And that was in February of 24. And you still can get this on the Wizarding Trunk shop as well. I see a lot of people selling these items on eBay for exorbitant prices when they're still available on the Wizarding Trunk shop. So don't buy them on eBay. Go look in the shop first and only resort to eBay if they don't have it anymore. Okay, my number, I think 7 is this beautiful ice castle snow globe. Now, of course, this looks like the ice castle in the Yule Ball. I love snow globes. I have a whole collection of various snow globes, and I just thought this one was so pretty and looks absolutely gorgeous on my Yule Ball shelf. And this particular snow globe was in the Wizarding Winter box, which was November of 25, and you still can get it on the Wizarding Trunk shop. Okay, number 6 was this adorable Grindylow. You don't see many Grindylow items out there, and this one's just so cute, absolutely adorable. And it goes on my Magical Creatures shelf. And the Grindylow was in the 422nd World Cup box in October of 21. Sadly, it's no longer available on the Wizarding Trunk box, but maybe you can get it on the secondary market. Number 5 is this Magical Mayhem robot guy. Really cute. It's made up of a lot of boxes of other things that the Wizarding Trunk has put out. So anything you see on here, like the biting boomerang or the puking pebbles or some of these other things, there have actually been products like that. So this is really cute. It came with a backing, but I took the backing off because I didn't have the space for it with the backing, but I put it on my Weasley Wizards Wheezes shelf, Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, and it is still available. It was in the Joke Shop box in May of 2025, and you can find it on the Wizarding Trunk shop. So number 4, this particular item I had seen sold by a company for like $95, and I wanted it, but it was really expensive, and also the person has a long waiting list. So I was absolutely thrilled when I saw it in the box. It is an inflated ornament, and it is Aunt Marge, and this was in year 3 box in February of 26. I was so excited because it's going to go on my Christmas tree, of course. And what a bargain to get it in the box. So it's really, really cool. And it is still available on the Wizarding Trunk website. Okay, number 3. Number 3 is the entry statue. It's the entry statue that you would see when you come to the Ministry of Magic. This particular item was found in the Magical Authority box in December of 22. It's no longer available on the Wizarding Trunk web shop, so you would have to get it on the secondary market. Now, since that time, Universal's came out with a version of this, but of course the version they have is very expensive and very large. So if you'd like a less expensive and more compact version, this was the way to go. Subscribe to the Wizarding Trunk and you would get these things. So this one's not available anymore. You have to find it on the secondary. Number 2 is another Ministry of Magic statue. This one is Might statue. And this was after the kind of Death Eaters got in charge, and you know, it's kind of the creepy statue. I haven't seen anybody else make this. I think Wizarding Trunk did a pin that looks pretty much like it, but in pin version. So I was very happy to have this statue. And there you go. That is my number 2. So what is my very favorite item of all the items they've ever produced? Well, this particular item I had been wanting to for a very long time, and there was only one company I could find that was selling it, and they were charging $298 for it. So when I opened the Wizarding Trunk box, which was the Wizarding Essentials box, I think I have a video of the unboxing. It was from May of 26. I was so excited. It is this hand wand holder. Is that not amazing? And of course, I have my Umbridge wand being held by it, and it's pretty secure because it has a little sticky thing at the bottom so that your wand won't fall. And I put that at the top of my little Grail cabinet. It stays there. But I was so excited because I finally have a way to display my Umbridge wand with this wand holder, and I didn't have to pay $298. It's just part of my Wizarding Trunk box. They always amaze me at the things that they are able to do in their box. Now, somebody might be saying, well, why? And this is also not available in the store, but there are a lot of things available in the store, so people may say, well, why should I subscribe if you can get all these things in the store? That's because if you add up all the items in the store, add up what you spend for the items you want, it's going to be way more than if you just bought the box to start with, and then you can sell the items you don't want. So I found out the hard way by not buying a box or two and having to then go and get it after the fact, or try to, because I started trying to count up how much I would spend to get the items I wanted, and it was always way more than the box. So that is my number 1 item. Now there's some other items and categories that, like my favorite t-shirt, because there wasn't a t-shirt in my top 12. And my favorite Wizarding Trunk t-shirt's actually the one I have on today, which is the Death Day Party that Sir Nicholas Pomfrey, Nearly Headless Nick, held. I think it's just so cool that he had a Death Day party celebrating the day he died. So that was just really interesting, and this t-shirt is so soft and so comfortable. All their t-shirts are. They're not those 100% cotton ones that you got to get them out of the dryer and iron them no matter how quickly you take them out. I hate to iron. If I have to iron a shirt, I tend not to wear it. These come out of the dryer, perfect condition. Just hang them and, you know, hang them straight up, and they're not wrinkled at all. And then they're just so comfortable to wear because they're soft. And you can still get this t-shirt. I tend to wear it more at Halloween time, but I don't limit myself to Halloween to wear the shirt because it's not really totally Halloween oriented. It's his death day, which I think his death day happened to be Halloween, but it's not on the shirt, so I do wear it lots of times. Potions, they've issued so many potions, but I do have a couple that I really, really like. One of them, which is probably my favorite, is this Bewitched Snowballs, which looks really cool on my Weasley shelf. Look at the pretty color. I mean, that's just the color that you associate with the Yule Ball. So the Bewitched Snowballs look really good, and I put that one on my Yule Ball shelf. Another one, which had a really cool box, is this one, Puking Pebbles. And I think the Bewitched Snowballs probably had a really pretty box too, but I didn't have room to display the box, so it's in storage in the attic. But the Puking Pebbles is like the Puking Pastels girl, so I have it on the same shelf as my Puking Pastels. So isn't this a pretty box? And this stays on my Weasley shelf, as well as a bunch of other Weasley-oriented potions that they've issued. And of course, both of these potions you can still get on the Wizarding Trunk website. Paper replicas. There were a few paper replicas that I really enjoyed. One was this cool investigative Function of a Rubber Duck Investigative Report. And it's all about, the function of a rubber duck, which to me is absolutely hilarious. I think it came with a little teeny tiny yellow rubber duck. I don't know where mine went to. I do still have it somewhere. But yeah, this is so funny because we remember Arthur Weasley asking, what exactly is the function of a rubber duck? So I guess this is saying that maybe he went to work and did a little research project on the function of a rubber duck. So great paper item. The other paper item that I really liked was the Death Day Party Invitation. So that kind of goes with my shirt. Been invited to the Death Day party, and I have an invitation to prove it. I mean, they've done some other really cool ones too, so paper replicas are really good. And both of these paper replicas are for sale on their shop. However, a lot of paper replicas are never sold on their shop. So if you really like those, you need to make sure that you keep up with their boxes and subscribe. Pens. I'm a big pen collector, and pens are really expensive, especially ones that are interactive or ones that do things. And there have been 3 pens that they have made that I really like that are interactive. One is this one, which is the Snarled Saucer Interactive Pen. And what it does is it spins. You can move it around. See, it moves. And this is like the Fanged Flyer that's sold at the Weasley store. This is the Wizarding Trunks version. And of course, it's called the Snarled Saucer. Another really cool pen was the Greenhouse 3 pen. And this was from a box I didn't buy. And interestingly enough, I bought this pen on the secondary, not even realizing it was a Wizarding Trunk pen until I started doing research for this video and found it was from one of their early boxes that I didn't get. And what this does is you can see Greenhouse 3, and then the wall opens up and you can see the plants. So isn't that cool? Now these kind of interactive pens on the pen market are really expensive, so to get them in the subscription box is really cool. And let's see, the restricted section pen is the only one of the 3 that I am going to show that's still available on the website, and here it is. It's the restricted section of the library, and then it opens up and you can see all the books. So I thought that was really key. That plays a big role in the Chamber of Secrets when they're trying to figure out, actually not Chamber of Secrets, Sorcerer's Stone, where they're trying to figure out who Nicholas Flamel is. And they go to the restricted section. But I think they go in the restricted section a lot of times during the different films. That brings us down to mugs. Now, I'm not a big mug person. I mean, how many mugs can you have? There's so many Harry Potter mugs. But there was one mug they made that I really, really enjoyed. I think they've only made maybe 3. They're not the kind of subscription box that's going to stick a mug in every time they have one, which to me is annoying. They've only had a few, and this is one of them. They called it the Campfire mug. But of course, it's a mug that, I don't know why they call it campfire. That part confused me. But basically, it's the mug like you would be given if you were in Azkaban. Now, what I like about it is, I use this mug in the house. Now, it's too big to go in my cup holder in my car. And of course, if I was going to drink coffee in my car, I would use a travel mug anyway, not just regular mug. But I like this one because it's big and deep. And I usually take my coffee upstairs if it's too hot or too cold to take it outside to get some sun. And of course, lately here it's been like over 100. So of course I like to use this mug because when I'm walking up the stairs, it doesn't jostle out of my mug. It keeps it nice and safe. So I really like these large mugs. So this is my favorite Wizarding Trunk mug. And one of my favorite mugs overall. Prints. They've done a lot of prints. Now, I'm not a big print person either. I have a lot of things hanging in my office. My walls are pretty much full, mostly with Mina Lima prints, pen boards, wands and wand holders, and proclamations. And so I don't have a lot of room for those watercolor prints, although I do have them all in a book so I can look at them. I have them in a book with sleeves and I put them down in it. But there have been a few that are outstanding that are not the watercolors. And one of them, one of the early ones, now this one was done in the year one box, the first time they did, well no, the year one box recently, October 25. And it is platform 9 3/4 lenticular. So it looks like you've gone through the wall and there you see Hogwarts Express. I hate the reflections on there, but it's a really good lenticular. You know, some of them when they bleed through, not this one. It's really good. So I just think this is so cool. It's kind of the scene you would see if you were going to board the Hogwarts Express and go through platform 9 3/4. Once you went through the wall, this is what you would see. So that's really cool. Very nice print, very apropos for Back to Hogwarts. And that print is not available on the website. So you would have to get that on the secondary. Now the mug, I didn't mention, the mug is still available. So if you like the mug, you can get your own. There was another lenticular print that's really cool. And it was recently too. It was in the Joke Shop box, May 25. And it has the Weasley's, Wizard Wease's shop where you have the hat being lifted and the bunny is under the hat, or the rabbit's under the hat. And the lenticular, you can see it when you move it. It's another wonderful lenticular that doesn't have bleed through. It's just a clean lenticular. I hope they do more lenticular stuff. My hope was they would do a lenticular cat plate. But any kind of lenticular things would be awesome. Maybe Hermione going from turning into a cat. Wouldn't that be a neat lenticular? There's so many ideas of things that you could do, but I think these lenticulars are very good quality. So let's see. We have the Biting Book laptop sleeve. Now, this is a usable item. They have a category on their shop called usable, and I think this is really cool. You could put your laptop in here, and it's the Monster Book of Monsters, which they call the Biting Book laptop sleeve. That is so cool. Now, wands. They've had a few wands. Interestingly enough, both of the ones I like came from the Keep Collecting boxes. The first one was the Keep Collecting holiday box, and it has this beautiful wand, which is like the decorations that Flitwick puts on the Christmas tree. Now I like to have this out at the holiday time, so I guess Peter, who did the Keep Collecting box, and I have a similar taste on wands. So this is pretty. They actually did an ornament too that looks like this ornament. It wasn't on my top favorite things, but I really do like it. But this wand is very unique for a holiday wand. And it came in this pretty holiday box too. So there you go. None of the wands are actually on their shop anymore. The second one was in the second Potter Collector box, and although the wand is not still available, this is was the third Keep Collecting box, but it was the second regular one that wasn't holiday. And this is called the Dueling Club Lunar Phases wand. So you can still get the whole box, which has the wand in it, but you can't get the wand by itself. And I've always been one who liked the moon phases. And of course, with the Lupin storyline, moon phases, as you know, are very important for werewolves. So it's a pretty wand. It was in a pretty box. And you still can get it if you get the whole second regular Potter Collector box, which is still on the Wizarding shop. I didn't bring it out, but one of my favorite boxes overall was the House Pride, and not the House Pride with a twist, but the original House Pride, which was in June 22. That one had such neat things. It had a house unicorn tapestry, like flag or tapestry, which was really pretty colored. The tie, it had a house tie, and it was blue and bronze, which is really the house colors in the book instead of how the movie has them. And it had all kinds of really neat house items. So I just love that box. That box always comes to mind when I think about the whole box and not an individual item. Sometimes they make items that pair well with each other. Like, for example, this print was back in August of 2019, which was the year 4 box, and it says the only time they got to grow old together, which is really, really sad. But this is when they use the aging potion. And the reason I say that goes good together is because in October 21, they did the World Cup 422nd World Cup box, and they made an aging potion. So these two items kind of go well together. I've seen people sell them together. Another item that sells well together, or goes well together too, is this Bezoars. The Bezoars were in the Potions and Astronomy box back in February of 21. It goes well with the Oat Matured Mead, which was in the Headmaster's May 2020 box. So yeah, so these are all my favorite items. I hope that you liked seeing them. Please comment below your favorite item, maybe your favorite item from the video or your favorite item that I didn't mention. It was really hard choosing. I went through all the cheat sheets and all the photos I had, and I made a really long list. It took a long time to narrow it down, and I kept changing my mind. So I'd love to hear what yours are and see what you like. But, you know, as the Potter Collector would say, keep collecting, and hopefully come back and see my next Wizarding Trunk video, which will be the one on all the Umbridge items. And I obviously didn't include any Umbridge item in this video because those would have just filled up the whole list of favorites. So we'll do that on a separate occasion. And believe it or not, I made the list recently, and it's a pretty long list. So I'm still waiting for a couple of items. One I bought on eBay that I did not have, and then one item I'm seeking from the Wizarding Trunk. So once I get that all sorted out, I'll make that video, and you can see all the Umbridge items that Wizarding Trunk has done, and it's a lot. It's a lot of items. So thank you for watching. If you don't mind, please subscribe or give my video a like, and I really appreciate everyone who stayed until the end. I don't know how many of you there are, probably not many, but I do appreciate you so much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Oh, she's an Umbridge seeker, wand-waving antiquer, teacup hoarder, ruling force, her pink lipstick streaker. In a cardigan shrine, she's feeling just fine with 1,000 Dolores spells in a perfect line. Power trip posters, ministry pins, a closet full of peek where the madness begins. Don't cross her rules or she'll raise that plaque. I must not tell lies in red, almost black.